I think we've been waiting far too long for this. The Nikon Z6III is perhaps one of the most anticipated cameras of 2024, and even back then in 2023. So, rumors have been going on for the past 8 months about when this camera is going to be released. So, are we going to finally see it this June? As a wildlife photographer and filmmaker that is currently owning the Nikon Z6II, of course the Z6III is going to be next on my wish list. But provided it fulfills the expectations that I want to have for the features in this camera. Now if we talk about the body, I'm hoping that it will have the same exact size as the Nikon Z6II/Z7II. I currently own a cage for the Nikon Z6II, so hopefully the Z6III will keep to the same size so that this cage will fit. But of course, I understand from various rumors that this may not be the case and that the Z6III could potentially be larger than the Z6II, so somewhere between a mix of the size of a Z6II and the Z8. Do I need it to be the same weight? Not really. I kind of would expect it to be a little bit heavier than the Z6II because of some of the additional features that it will probably have inside this camera. So I'm expecting it to be a little bit heavier. Perhaps there might be a fan on this camera, so to accommodate the better specs that it will have, and thus making the body slightly larger as well. One of the things that I'm really hoping it will have is to have one of those tilting, articulating screens where you can both flip upwards, downwards, as well as towards yourself, something like the Nikon ZF. I think that would be really helpful for the Nikon Z6III, especially if it's a camera that is geared towards filmmakers and people that want to do more video creation. Of course, I also expect it to keep the same ENEL15 battery, just like the previous generations of the Z6II and the Z7II. With regards to the photo specs, there are some rumors going around saying that it could possibly be a 33 megapixel sensor, but I really doubt this is going to be the case. Of course, it would be nice if there was an increase in the number of megapixels compared to the Z6II, but I still believe that they will keep it to 24 megapixels. And I don't really mind that at the end of the day because the lower megapixel count will actually help to some extent with its low light capabilities, which is something that the Nikon Z6II has really been known for and is really good at. I would ideally like to see that it borrows some of the autofocus technology over from the Z8 and the Z9 as well into this new camera so that the autofocus performance will be improved. I mean, right now the Z6II and the Z7IIs, those have kind of okay autofocus performance, but it's not the greatest out there with regards to the competition that is on the market. So hopefully borrowing some of the AF tech over from the Z8 or Z9, that would be great. I think the Z6III will have more focus points, more focus coverage than the Z6II and Z7II, so that would definitely be welcome as well. Some of the rumors also say that there might be a faster burst, so something like up to 100 frames per second or something like that, which I think is nice, but it's not a necessary feature for me. I mean, if you're looking to capture a lot of action in sports and wildlife, then yeah, but even I myself as a wildlife photographer, I don't need anything more than say 20 frames per second. And even right now, what I have the Z6II is completely fine for whatever it is that I'm doing. I think as long as it keeps the low light capabilities, the high ISO capabilities from the Z6II in this new Z6III, that would be the bare minimum that I would want, at least on the photo side of things. Now, coming on to the video specifications, and I think this is really where I want to see the majority of the improvements at. So for those of you who don't know, Nikon, just a couple of months back, they actually bought over Red, which is a video camera company. And I'm hoping that, perhaps there could be some kind of integration of Red's video technology into the new Z6III. So maybe, some kind of new sensor, perhaps new color signs. Although I'm not quite sure this is going to happen just yet. It might be a bit too soon for that. But of course, one can always wish for something like that to happen. I do think that the new Z6III will actually have internal RAW, which will be definitely great. We don't want to have to plug in a Ninja, for instance, like what we did in the Z6II to be able to get RAW video capabilities. I do think that there will be N-Log as well. So one of the things that I really wish that the Z6II had was the N-Log video profile. So currently I'm just filming in a kind of a flat video profile and it's not really ideal for most situations. So hopefully there will be N-Lock in the new Z6 III. I mean, I'm pretty sure there will be N-Lock in this one. And I also do believe that there will be 10-bit video, so 10-bit color space video, which will make live during color grading so much easier as well, compared to the 8-bit color space that we have on the Nikon Z6 II. With regards to resolution, do we really need 6K? There are some rumors out there that say that it could go up to 6K, which I do understand. For a 24 megapixel sensor, you could technically record in 6K. But personally, I don't really need that feature. I don't know a lot of people that would be using that feature, but I think what people would want would be to have 4K at 120 frames per second uncropped. That would be super helpful for those of us, especially filming wildlife, for instance, to be able to use that 4K in super slow motion and get those beautiful, epic slow motion video clips of animals in motion. So I think these are some of the things that I really want to see in the upcoming Z6 III. There are some strong possibilities out there that it might be coming out this week or next week of June. So we'll see when that happens. But until now, this is what I really hope that the new Z6 III can offer. And if it does tick all of my boxes, then I'm definitely going to grab one for myself.